2월의 마지막 날 오후 5시가 돼갑니다. 오늘 소이산역 갔다가 좀 늦게 갔다가 바람이 싹 찬바람이 느껴지길래 바로 철수하고 와서 막걸리 한잔 먹고 한숨 자고 에너지가 좋을 때 다시 책을 좀 읽겠습니다. 오늘 또 7시 반에는 여기 새로 알게 된 교회 예배를 좀 참석해 보여. 교회의 분위기를 좀 가서 싹 보여야 할 것 같습니다. 기대가 큽니다. The 2-second advantage. How we succeed by anticipating the future just enough. The Hewlett-Packard team that's getting funding from Synapse is focused on hardware and specifically memristos. How we learn the surprising truth about when, where, and why it happens. People studying the figures in blocked set did every bit as the rest of the studying mixed set. Empty nesters, one-on-one stories about surviving and thriving when the kids leave home. The bittersweet thrill of clean bedrooms. But wait a minute. What's with the dreamy, faraway look in Rick's eyes? The organized mind, thinking straight in the age of information overload. Harvard University routinely publishes data on the salaries earned by recent graduates. Kiss that frog. 12 great ways to turn negatives into positives in your life and work. Instead of throwing good money after bad, investing more time and emotion in a bad relationship, or spending more time on something that obviously has no chance of success, you must accept that what you have invested up to now is a sunk cost and resolve to let it go. It is lost forever. Scholastic Post Dictionary, lion. A lion is a large wild animal that is in the cat family. The fur of lions is a yellow-brown color. A male lion has a large circle of fur around its neck. The female lion hunts for most of the food. Lions. The power is: pursue your dreams, deepen your relationship, achieve financial freedom, a user's guide to the rest of your life. We don't have to travel to do all this research. Never give up. Relentless determination to overcome life's challenges. You have an assignment from God and a greater the future. People buy you. The real secret to what matters most in business. He said that was fine, but that I was just wasting my time because they were happy where they were, what they were. Crucial conversation. A good story, the Goldilocks test. Goldilocks test. To get a feel for how to best share your story, making sure that you are neither too hard nor too soft. Consider the following example. Too soft. This is probably stupid, but too hard. How come you ripped us up just right? It's starting to look like you are taking this home for your own use. Is that right? Is that the right? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, learn. Life's greatest lessons are gained from our losses. Let a bad experience lead you to a good experience. Everyone can relate to having bad experiences in life. Summary of 12 Rules for Life, an antidote to chaos. Human suffering is vast and wholesome. The case for the real Jesus. Those are pretty tough issues, I said to Brown after summarizing the objection. What matters now? How to win in a world of relentless change, ferocious competition, and unstoppable innovation. Lupo and his colleagues at Morningstar aren't blind to the challenges of making self-management work, but seem uniformly convinced that they are less of a burden than the management tax. Overcoming adversity, insight into the life of Joseph. A new job, new status, new name, and a new wife, even the daughter of a priest. You incorporated the art of selling yourself. Thank you, Christine, for your witness. Blessed in the darkness, how all things are working for your good. If you don't have your anchor down, the normal currents of life will cause you to drift. Unbeatable mind, forge resiliency and mental toughness to succeed at an elite level. You simply keep trying until you succeed, learning through, learning through, learning through trial and error along the way. How rich people think. I do not prize the word cheap. It is not a word of inspiration. Middle class should minimize the importance of money with their kids. World class teaches their kids the importance of money. The purpose-driven life. What on earth am I here for? Spiritual maturity is never an end in self. We grow up in order to give out. The willpower doesn't work. Discover the hidden keys to success. If you can distract yourself for those few moments, the craving usually goes away. Reading people. If you want to know the significance of that exception, just talk to the families, friends, co-workers, and employers of drug and alcohol abusers. The resilience factor. 7 keys to finding your inner strengths and overcoming life's other hurdles. Bill was predisposed to get angry in this conversation because of events earlier in the day. Glenn lost it all, his family, his money, his honor. His life was essentially over. With nothing left to lose, he decided to make a series of changes. Winners always quit. Learn to focus your attention purposefully. Write down 5 current challenges you have on your plate. While we sleep, unlocking the power of sleep and the dreams. We are bankrupting. We are bankrupting. We are bankrupting their dreams in so many different ways. Bankrupting. Sleep smarter. 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to a better body, better health, and bigger success. Calm your inner chatter, but in our overwhelmed, overstressed, and hypersensitized world today, it can all be a bit much. Jekyll and Hyde syndrome. What to do if someone in your life has a dual personality, or if you do. Adult children can also be the source of valuable feedback. The miracles of your mind. Are you ready to unlock your true potential? A house owner once remonstrated with a furnace repairman for charging $200 for fixing the boiler. The 5 a.m. miracle. Dominate your day before breakfast. There's a good chance you are already utilizing strategies in some form, but as I mentioned, taking them to their full potential is where the magic happens. Going pro. Let's dive in. Grandest goals, quota system, anchor habits, ideal routines, productivity strategies, progress trackers, going pro. Bible power for successful living, helping you solve everyday problems. But if we invest in the past with a positive attitudes, we may reap dividends multiplied 30, 60, or many more times. Secret of the Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. Wealth Principle. Action is the bridge between the inner world and the outer world. So if action is so important, what prevents us from taking the action we know we need to take? Fear. Fear, doubt, and worry are among the greatest obstacles, not only to success, but to happiness as well. Daily readings from Become a Better You. 90 devotions for improving your life every day. Higher ground, James chapter 4. Scripture reading to become a better you. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up in honor. God's plan for each of our lives is that we continually rise to new level. That we continually rise to new levels. But how high we go in life and how much of God's favor and blessings we experience will be directly related to how well we follow His direction. Throughout life, God will deal with us and bring areas to light where we need to improve. He often speaks to us through our conscience or through a still small voice. He knows the things that are holding us back. He knows our weaknesses, faults, and the inner secret that we keep hidden. When He brings these matters to our attention, if we want continued success and blessings, we have to be willing to face the truth about ourselves and take the corrective measures God commands. The sexual man. There is harassment of women that is gender-based but sexual as such. We call it gender harassment, and it is different from sexual harassment. Unfortunately, we don't distinguish between the two clearly. clearly enough. Lifespan, why we age and why we don't have to. The post-open limits what doctors are even willing to discuss in terms of treatment option because they assume that people are supposed to slow down, begin dealing with a bit of pain, and gradually experience the degradation of various body parts and function. Reading comprehension. In summary, R's artistic themes dealing with racial and feminist issues and the desire to address social and political problems were not considered to be a part of the mainstream art of the 1960s and therefore were another roadblock to her gaining recognition as a legitimate artist. You can win, a step-by-step tool for top achievers. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. Honesty requires firmness and commitment. Firmness and commitment. How many times have we all been guilty of? Little whiter lies, flattery, omitting facts or giving half-truths, telling the greatest lies by remaining silent. Make yourself an honest man, and then you may be sure there is one rascal less in the world. Finding your own North Star, how to claim the life you are meant to live. You can see how Simon's God response moved from hopelessness to argument to anger to grief. The third culture kids, the experience of growing up among worlds, absolutely brilliant, will quickly become the most sought after book in the international expatriate community. These become part of the collection of sacred objects that help connect one part of a global nomad's life to the next. Thank God it's Monday. 52 weekly inspirational messages to blast away your Monday blues. I say this because despite many others going through the aforementioned pages, many are still as confused and miserable as ever. Boundaries Energy, Perfect Health at the Library, the complete mind-body program for overcoming chronic fatigue. Rest for at least 1 minute, breathing easily and naturally. Civility in America. Our country's leading thinkers talk about restoring civility in business, politics, religion, sports, entertainment, media, rock and roll, and other areas of life. Terrible diseases that would have wiped out entire communities and cultures could be handled with a shot of penicillin. The formula to achieve bigger goals through accelerating teamwork. Part 4, Freedom of Purpose. Chapter Takeaway. You don't have all the answers. It's wise to consider yourself ignorant of their own most things, and to seek other people's perspectives and solutions. I'll call email disorder later for confirmation. A content-based grammar. Form noun clause from the information and use them to complete the following sentences. The upper room sought for the day. Despite my weaknesses and struggles, God can work through me to bless others. Med school confidential. Strive to make it a conversation rather than an interrogation. Alchemy. Take the control panels in elevators. Flight the plan. The real secret of success. How to achieve more faster than you ever dreamed possible. Activate a superconscious mind. The avionics system, costing millions of dollars for a large plane, are so advanced that they can make the plane take off, fly, and land almost without human assistance. Pilots, of course, are essential on every plane for three primary reasons. First, they are necessary to set the destination. They must then go through a checklist to ensure that the plane has no technical problems. They are required to taxi to the runway, to take off, and achieve altitude. Second, pilots are essential to continually check that everything in the plane is working properly and to personally make decisions regarding wind, turbulence, storm pattern, and essential course correction. The third reason pilots are essential is to ensure that the plane lands safely at its destination. Ask and it is given, learning to manifest your desires. When you have lived an experience that helps you understand in an exaggerated way the very thing you do not want, you also understand in an exaggerated way when you do want. Mary Poppins, actress with a versatile career. She appeared in more than a dozen Hollywood movies. Showing aristocratic restaurant as open as rowdy working class enthusiasm. Biggest economic challenges: the disappearance of manufacturing jobs over time reflect both greater automation and stronger global competition. Physical activity costs less risk for both sexes, but women get bigger payoff with less of the effort. Women who exercise regularly have a much lower risk of premature death or a fatal cardiovascular event than men who work out the same length of time, a new study indicate. AI is the remodeling the fantasy home amid the real estate crisis. Fake luxury houses offer delusion of one's own. I was scrolling through Instagram recently when I found a new page slipped into my feed through a suggested post. It seemed designed to poke at my frustrated longings for a space of my own. I want to own a house. I cannot currently buy a house. But what if the house were very small, and also perfect? Danger of extinction. Population policy failure is national failure. National failure. The Yun Sung-yeol administration allotted 17 trillion won to bolster the birth rate in next year's budget. Yun and his aides must listen. Demographic demographic Korea must narrow the gap between its two contrasting images to save the country from demographic extinction. To teach a fish how to swim, blood is thicker than water. The quantum life, there is a better way to live. Quantum energy medicine spiritual teaches big medicine in that it teaches personal capacity, strength, and power. The power of being positive, enjoying God forever. Steadfast at the heart. To have a fixed heart means to have our mind made up so that we are not going to change it. Game day for the glory of God. If you're a good enough athlete, you might even receive a nickname like the Answer or the Beast. Leading with the emotional intelligence, hands-on strategies for building competent and collaborative star performance. Get feedback from your team about your effectiveness in delivering messages. 101 American English idiom: shape up or ship out. Behave properly or leave. Let sleeping dogs are the lie. Do not agitate a potential source of trouble. A penny saved is a penny earned. Money not wasted can be used in the future. The pen is mightier than the sword. The written word is more powerful than any physical weapon. Pay the piper his due. You have to pay a price for one you receive. Pay as you go. Pay for something gradually as you use it. Pay the piper his due. Soul survivors. Soul survivors. Active scouting programs are available for boys and girls. Unlock the hidden job market. 6 steps to a successful job search when times are tough. The best thing you can do, do it. The worst thing you can do, don't do it. The first thing you should do, the first thing you should do. Give yourself permission to be awkward at first. If that's what it takes to get started, you will get better. You will get better at this if you are thoughtful, genuine, and experiment a bit. 50 psychology classics: who we are, how we think, what we do, insight and inspiration from 50 key books. In the late 1970s, Indiana University's Association of Women Students made a petition for a course for married students or those contemplating marriage, and the job fell to Kinsey to run it. 私は友人と町の報道でゴミを拾い集めていました。Winning job for the interviews. Chapter 6: How to close the deal and get the job offer. The professional job search requires many skills: self-assessment skills, research skills, organizational skills, telephone skills, administrative skills, marketing skills, and right at the top of the list, sales skills. Coaching salespeople into sales champions. These 3 characteristics or qualities that you would want to use to describe this company. Remember, these characteristics don't have to be present now, but how you would like it to be at some point in the future. The 20-something guide to getting it together. Give him some space. Those advice are on a case-by-case basis. If things go well, you'll be joined at the hip soon enough. So enjoy the independence. Ways on how to live well. Do not be afraid of being bold. Do not be afraid of being bold. People are interested in what is inside your head rather than how much or how little hair is on your head. Talk like Ted. The 9 public speaking secrets of the world's top minds. You are welcome to do it, we said with a smile. Start with why. How great leaders inspire everyone to take the action. but a strong brand like all other intangible factors that contribute to the perception of value, start with a clear sense of why. Avoid retirement and stay alive. The new retirement to the revolution. Keep your sex life in good shape. Keep your sex life in good shape too. It's good for you and by far the best thing you can do to improve your skin. Eat that frog. 21 great ways to stop procrastinating and get more done in less time. You could lose everything you own. You could lose everything you own. Your house, your car, your job, your bank account. But as long as you still had your earning ability, you could make it all back and more besides. Your best life now. 7 steps to living in your full potential. Choose to be happy. Live to give. Find strength through adversity. Find strength through adversity. Let go of the past. Discover the power of your thought and words. Develop a healthy self-image. Enlarge your vision. How do you break out and experience the full potential that God intended you to have? Find the strength through adversity. That's where my part of the family will settle. Tell me when. When do birds migrate? Each taste bird is tiny, a microscopic bunch of about 50 cells, which have 40 freely tips. Wake up to hope devotional. Father, I praise you for your loving kindness and mercy. Thank you for the victory that overcomes the world, my faith in Jesus Christ. I shake up a defeated mentality. I shake up a defeated mentality and expect victory because you are shifting things in my favor. Today I choose to trust you. I am full of can-do power because greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I stand on your promises and choose to live with a victor's mentality. In Jesus' name, amen. stand on. Building a story brand, clarify your message so customers will listen. Use the 7 elements of great storytelling to grow your business. Chapter 12, Building a Better Website. We will only see an increased engagement from customers if we implement our story brand script in our marketing and messaging material. The road to success is always under construction. Who dares for nothing need hope for nothing. 9 minutes on Monday. The quick and easy way to go from manager to leader. Do you promise? Do you promise that if you get me to the top, you will get me down? Your best life begins each morning. The key to living your best life starts with how you approach every new day. You can do anything about the past, and you don't know what the future holds. But when you wake up in the morning, you can make up your mind to do your best to enjoy your day. God's the blueprint, life-changing sermon outlines. Effective tent making consists of 7 simple steps, all of which can be done in 6 to 10 months by beginners and less than 1 month by expert. Make a second home. When you arrive in any new place, they should find a person of peace and settle down in such a way that people they will invite later will feel comfortable to visit their new homes. The formula to achieve bigger goals through accelerating teamwork. However, there was one final catch. Coach yourself to win. 7 steps to breakthrough performance on the job and in your life. Rethinking your intention. There are many reasons why a coachee may decide to abandon an intention and perhaps replace it with another. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. The classic guide to understanding the opposite sex. Love letter, love letter to an intimate partner. When to write the love letters. The time to write a love letter is whenever you are upset and you want to feel better. Here are some common ways love letters can be written. Love letter to a friend, child, or family member. Making ideas happen. Overcoming the obstacles between vision and reality. Reverse the overhaul. Reverse the overhaul. We all have visions for the future, and most of us would argue that our daily efforts are all in service of a passionate long term pursuit. Mismeasuring our lives. Why GDP doesn't add up. The available indicators highlight the large differences across countries, with various educational indicators sometimes highlighting contrasting patterns. Your idea incorporated an indispensable step-by-step guide. Learning Marketing 101. Now that you are in a positive and committed frame of mind, are familiar with the market for your product, know your competition, know your competition, and your office is set up, you are ready to move into the marketing phase. Heart to the smart, guts and luck. What it takes to be an entrepreneur and build a great business. In chapter 2, we describe the magic that occurs when passion, capabilities, and market acceptance all intersect. What are you most passionate? What are you most passionate about? And where do you have the greatest competitive advantage? Reflected deeply, reflected deeply on your heart and capabilities. Then see if those two things map to an attractive commercial market. Of these three elements, which is your strongest and weakest component? After start, fatal start, climate economics is back. Everybody else is realizing that this is a first order problem. First order problem. And is affecting most people in some way. In early January in San Antonio, dozens of PhD economists packed into into a small windowless room in the recess of a Grand Hyatt to hear brand new research on the hottest topic of their annual conference: how climate change is affecting everything. First order problem. The the 17 indispensable laws of teamwork. Embrace them and empower your team. At that time, the value of every piece of property in the entire city of San Francisco totaled only $375 million. Goals. How to get everything you want faster than you ever thought possible. Your ability, this is to be expected. Your ability to accept the feedback, to accept the feedback, and make corrections to your plan of activity is vital to your success. The founders. John remembered a sudden interest in PayPal's work from various three-letter government agencies. After 9/11, the government, I'll just say the government, came to us and they said, "We do not understand how money is moving around the world electronically," because they were still kind of number two pencil people, and they were like, "Can you help us? Can you help us?" Preparing for Hawaii's next disaster. I am leading a double life. Underneath my ordinary good life, I am in despair for the world, yet I cope. Last night I sat on my porch and watched the storm in the southeastern sky. Bolt after bolt of cloud-to-cloud lightning illuminated the towering thunderhead. The era of peak TV appears to be over. It may never hit those heights again. Trucking companies have also struggled to retain workers. Turnover rate, turnover rate, turnover rates that have reached as high as 90% for large carriers. How to be useful. A beginner's guide to not hating work. On depends. The dark heart of the 7 habits of highly effective people. If you are going to bow, bow low. Do you have a minute? Do you have the minute? Mr. N said that in discussing Mr. A's ouster with the OpenAI board, he had not been told about any issues, and so he retained competence in Mr. Ouster. All these assumptions have been proved wrong, but there is reason to be concerned nonetheless. One golden saying changing my life. Only a life lived in the service of others is worth living. The high five habit. My face is so flushed with stress. It's as red as baboon's S, and all the foundation and Sephora wouldn't be enough to hide it. How to high five yourself every day. Take a deep breath. Take the deep breath. Monday morning mentoring. 10 lessons to guide you up the ladder. When you don't know about leadership, it's what's holding you back. Here are a couple of other tips for email management. Email management. Thinker Toys, designed to change the way you think. A handbook of creative thinking techniques. The visual, flexible nature of pattern language make it a useful creative device for seeing new and different relationships between attributes. Following the path, the search for a life of passion, purpose, and joy. I hear you are retired. What will you be doing now? Well, that's the problem, isn't it? What is there to do? The third call. The hardest job kids face today is learning good manners without seeing any. Coaching, evoking excellence in others, acknowledging progress in all domains, not only coaching topics, new possibilities, new possibilities for client, new relationship, new identity, new conversation. Heal your body with medicine, affirmation, and intuition. Even though I wanted to go out and work up the pain, we suggested she follow her neurologist's suggestion to get an MRI to better understand what is happening in her neck. Relax into wealth. How to gain more by doing less. On the card, I advertised our office hours at 10 a.m. to p.m. daily. Business is people, but someone else who has trained his subordinate to do his own job will fill the vacancy. Meditation to heal your life. I cherish my meditation times. After a little while, I come back to the present moment, refreshed and renewed and ready for life. The power is within. One woman at one of my lectures told me that her husband was very negative and she didn't want him to be a bad influence on her two little children. 100 ways to motivate yourself, change your life forever. Then he would tell me truthfully, sometimes ruthlessly, what is so. 13 Secrets of World-Class Achievers. By doing this simple step, you will have even more support to accomplish your goals. He'll also identify the 4 steps which lead to the habit of persistence. The 4 steps to develop persistence. Create a definite purpose backed by a burning desire that will lead to its ultimate fulfillment. Burning desire. A new generation of black folk musicians are reclaiming an art form taken from them. taken from them. Smart Talk, the public speaker's guide to success in every situation. Repeat repeat after me. It's not selfish, it's not selfish. Feeling good together, the secret to making troubled relationship work. Now ask your partner to give you three specific kind of feedback about how you did using the instruction on page 182. The battle belongs to the Lord, overcoming life's struggles through worship. Tap into the power and the presence of God through worship. The power of self-confidence. Become unstoppable, irresistible, and unafraid in every area of your life. The first exercise is for you to realize that you have already done many things and played major roles in life. Trusting God day by day. Galatians chapter 6. A man reaps at what he sows. The adversity paradox, an unconventional guide to achieving uncommon beating success. In 2004, Forbes magazine selected Rockwell as the best managed aerospace and defense company in America. Public speaking, how to be brilliant at public speaking, any audience, any situation. She took one more breath, calmer this time, and started. I'd never been to Africa before. The obstacle is the way, the ancient art of turning adversity to advantage. This is encouraging. It means that embracing the precariousness of our own existence can be exhilarating and empowering. Start believing again, start dreaming again, start making plans for what is in your heart. When you are in tough times, you need to remind yourself that it's not how your story ends. The loneliness, the bad break, or the anxiety is not your destiny. Greater is coming, greater joy, greater strength, greater relationship. The setback in your finances, the contract you lost, or the unfair childhood didn't stop your purpose. Greater opportunities are coming. Greater favor is coming. Greater influence is coming. Where when you are in difficulties, when life doesn't seem fair, you'd be tempted to get discouraged and lose your passion. Keep this praise down in your spirit.